Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and I am going to do a reading. This is a second reading for my Capricorn viewers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Cross Watchers, because the first reading, which was really spectacular, just wasn't meant to be seen because it would not upload. I edited, or I put it into my video compressor so I can upload it quicker, and even though there was a video there, it wouldn't. So that's a sign from Spirit that it just wasn't meant to be heard. So, but it was a great reading. So if you're watching any of the other zodiac readings, and I refer to that Capricorn reading, that first one, it was not meant to be seen. So we're going to do another Capricorn reading for you, and then take what resonates, leave what does not, and I'll go through the decks, just kind of shuffling. So I'm scaffolding this a little differently than I do my other zodiac readings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 mini readings, one for each week, and I will be using the Rumi Oracle and Wisdom from the Hidden Realms Oracle, and I'll alternate those through those 4 weeks of March 2022. And then I will, for each week, I will use a different tarot deck. So this is the original Rider-Waite. This is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Love that deck, by the way. This is the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti, and then the Shadowscapes Tarot. So I will pick whatever deck resonates, or the energy that I feel as I go through the reading, and I'll use a different tarot deck for each week. Everything has been pre-shuffled. So for my Capricorns, March 2022, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Cross Watchers, what's coming out for the first week? And I know we're kind of into the ending energy of the first week, but we'll go ahead and do the first week anyway. This is the Altar Priestess, Preparation Prayer, Sacred Ritual. It's a 39 card. And I haven't pulled that card before, I don't believe. So I'll put it there while I read. And I'll just pick out what message. Okay, the stage is set and the world is waiting for you to take your place in sacred meditation and prayer. The Altar Priestess brings the ritual of reverent interaction in the mundane world. You are being required now to see everything as sacred, all of life as meditation, and every action as a prayer of devotion. When you're able to perceive the world in this way, your question will lead you to the appropriate answer. If all is sacred, how can anything be wrong? Ask how you can shift your consciousness to see your circumstances through the eyes of the divine, and you will realize how perfect and sacred everything is right now. Okay, so I'm going to use the original Rider-Waite on this. This is being in such high vibration and in that really connected energy. Ooh, there's the Justice card in the reverse. The Moon card, another major arcana, and the Four of Swords. So here is definitely that kind of repose and meditation, and this will perhaps give you the perspective to see something that was hidden, that was unjust. Ooh, another major arcana, the Hierophant. That's a divine masculine significator of his spiritual self. So this could be some spiritual lessons that you're learning. There's the Wheel of Fortune in the challenge position. Yeah, it feels like you're kind of in some stuck energy. Maybe, oh, look at here. We have the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. Okay, what this is saying to me is that you've come to a point where you're really not moving forward in probably a soul connection, a deep soulmate connection, very powerful soulmate connection, and it feels twin flamey. So it feels like you've kind of been semi-awakened to this journey, and then you've gotten to that point where it's not moving forward, and you feel like, you know what, I'm tired of just pushing. And we all have been there at this point in the twin flame journey. If you're a twin flame, you're just like, you know what, I kind of just give up. I'm going to start, I'm not interested in being attached to this right now. And of course you can't really detach from the connection, but you can detach from the focus on it. And what happens is that you then shift your focus to utilizing the twin flame energy for your spiritual growth. There's things about the twin flame path that you haven't been revealed to you yet, because you've not been in the place of conscious awareness to be able to embrace that. Now, I will say, in these zodiac readings, twin flame energy has been coming in frequently. A clearing out of old karmic energies, old karmic relationships, and twin flame energies are coming in, which would make perfect sense by what's going on in the world. There's the Two of Cups. See, that's not moving forward. With this divine masculine, this could be for you. Remember, it's energy, not gender. This did not meet your expectations, because it's not a 3D relationship. It's an energetic relationship. It can be a 3D relationship, but quite honestly, that's not going to happen until you grow spiritually, because even if you come together, you won't be in sustainable union because you haven't learned the lessons about the true nature of this journey. Yeah, see? Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah. See, here's the Three of Wands, the Ace of Wands in the reverse, which means it just didn't come together right now. You know, it's not in sustainable union, because there's still a lot of spiritual lessons that you need to learn. And this is the point where you are going to start to integrate those lessons. They're going to be revealed to you, and you're going to then become very cognizantly aware of the really powerful transformational energies of this journey. King of Cups. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're now in charge of, you're saying, you know what, I'm not going to let my emotions run away with me in this connection. I am going to learn and use the energy to transform, because it is powerful energy. It helps you really figure out what you need to heal, what are some of the patterns in your life of things that you've attracted. There's the Ten of Swords. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Five of Swords. This is self-sabotaging. Yeah. Staying stuck in this energy is self-sabotaging. So as you kind of take this time in prayer and meditate, and you get the downloads and you get the information from your higher self and your guides about the true nature of the twin flame journey, then you start to say, wow, this is so transformative to me, and it's such powerful energy. Then you can use that for your highest and greatest good, and it's remarkable. The best version of yourself comes from truly integrating what the twin flame journey really is. And it doesn't have to be about being in a physical relationship with your twin. It doesn't have to be. And I'm just going to say, for full disclosure, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know that I am a twin flame, and I am married to a soulmate. I have been married for 28 years to a soulmate. Yes, my soulmate husband knows about my twin. We are all friends. He understands that this is energy. He understands that I go through different phases. And my twin and I have a very supportive friendship. That's what works for us. So we just are very comfortable. I had actually a very long conversation with him yesterday. And the wonderful thing about it is that when I need help, I can reach out and say, hey, I need help with your particular skill. And when he needs help, he knows he can reach out to me. And we've healed so much. There is no lingering trauma that we've gone through together on this journey. So all of that's healed now, and now we're in such a healthy and wonderful place. And I see the transformation of him, and I told him yesterday I was so proud. I was so proud of him for finally listening to his higher self. And he's so much more at peace now than he was, and it makes my heart so happy. So this is the Rumi deck, and this is such a profound deck. So week 2, that was week 1, by the way. Thank you, Capricorn, for your patience with me. Week 2, March 2022, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Cross Watchers. You who show the way. This is a 33 card. Look at that. You who show the way. This is what Twin Flame Journey is all about. Showing the way. And now I look back and I see people who got stuck in those karmic cycles that I was able to escape from. And I just love that I can see my growth, and now I can send them energy from a pure and healed place to help them. And I'm seeing that. And I just want to say that. I don't know. I got chills. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. The logical mind runs away from drowning. Lovers accept drowning in the sea as their destiny. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Oh my gosh, is that not just what I was saying? You are being gifted through this oracle with a sign, a portent. This oracle is an omen, an issue too difficult for you to understand, no matter how hard you have been working on it, is about to be resolved. You have no need to hold on to it or become more worthy of that resolution. It is going to happen according to the grace of the Great Beloved, and your job is to allow it to happen, to simply bear witness to the resolution, even if you have no idea what is going on in the process. Is that not perfect? Okay. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot for this. This is, you are showing the way for so many people when you embrace, if this is Twin Flame. Look at all these cards coming out. I'm going to pull a couple more, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, let's stop there. It's getting too complicated. Okay, so first of all, the star is over the 9 of Wands, and both in reverse. So you still need to heal this part of the trying to force this relationship into something it really truly isn't right now. You've been kind of, being the pusher, the person who's trying to push the relationship in a direction. It doesn't work that way. It's usually counterproductive. 2 of Wands in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you're not in your sovereignty. You're not in that non-attachment. This is not a relationship where you can be or thrive in that attachment energy. This is the Page of Wands. So this is, your actions now need to represent soul sovereignty and being in your transformative energy of self. So here we have the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. We have 3 pages out. We're only missing the Page of Swords. So this is definitely a message being brought to you that kind of stepping away from that, trying to force this relationship. It's not going to work that way. This is not that kind of relationship. And as you go through the process of it, you'll get that clarity. But these are all initial steps that you need to take to kind of figure out. It's like you've come to the end of the path that you were on, and now you have to make a decision whether you're going to keep trying to force this into a 3D relationship template that doesn't work for these kind of energetic relationships and soul connections, or are you going to use this as a way of really exploring your soul self and developing and healing. That's what this is all about. And these are the initial steps. And then we have, the 5 of Wands in the reverse. That's the inner conflict that you're struggling with, is because you're still wanting to keep that attachment energy. Twin Flames, the greatest lesson I've learned, and I was out feeding my goats and it dawned on me, the greatest lesson I learned from the twin flame journey is non-attachment, and how liberating it is to be in the present moment in your soul sovereignty with non-attachment, not feeling like you have to have anything in your life to complete you, that you're going to be happy and find the circumstances that are going to be right for you. There is the King of Swords, and what I just heard was, this isn't the Page of Swords, this is the King of Swords. Observing your growth and your experience in this journey is so important on how to learn from it. I feel like I'm talking a lot about twin flames. This doesn't have to be a twin flame, but it sure does feel like it. There's the Ten of Swords in the challenge position. Yeah, it's hard to let go of the attachment because it is a little painful. The Queen of Wands. You got this. You got this. This is creating, this is imagining the life that you want for yourself. What do you want your life to look like? So week 2's lesson is non-attachment, stepping away from trying to force the relationship, looking at what you've learned in this process, possibly what needs to be healed, and, you know, releasing that pain of expectation. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good, good, good. It's all good. It's all good. You got this. Okay, so that's week's 2 lesson, and most of the other zodiacs have had to release some sort of partner. I mean, it just has been a theme in the zodiacs. Really, quite honestly, if I look back over the zodiac readings for March 2022, it's releasing karmic energy for a twin to come in, or it's about the twin flame energy, converting it into transformative. It's a catalyst for your spiritual ascension, and letting go of the expectation of a 3D relationship under a certain set of templates or rules or guidelines about what you think your history with 3D relationships is based on. It's releasing that, and how liberating and freeing, and it's just a wonderful. And you're talking, I mean, I'm talking from my perspective, which was codependency my entire life. And as I look back now, nothing would have broken that from me except the twin flame journey. So I'm so excited about that. Even my husband sees the change in me, and he respects it. Because there was a little bit of codependency in our relationship, and there was a certain amount of control he had because of that. And now it's a little uncomfortable for him because he doesn't have that measure of control now. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. We've seen this card multiple times in these zodiac readings. So the energy is consistent. But this is a beautiful energy. It's a number 20 card, which is a 2 card, which is that decision point. How am I going to use this as a gift? This message, lady brings a gift of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you need only to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure the flow continues. Yet, this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Remember that shift that we talked about with the first oracle, seeing everything and everybody as divine, and that shifts your perspective. It's kind of like, okay, so what I'm seeing is 6 of Pentacles energy, equilibrium in the flow of energy, and then also the Hangman, and that is changing your perception to see everybody as divine, even if they came in to teach you kind of a harsh lesson. Ace of Swords, that's truth. Confirmation of what I'm saying is truth for you. And there is the Page of Cups again. So these are, you know, kind of small steps that you're taking. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to use the Crystal Visions Clarification deck, which you know is mine. Clarification deck. I love it. Usually gives me great messages. I want to know why the Tower is over this Ace of Pentacles, because it feels like you can't have this new beginning until you shift that perspective. But let's see. Eight of Swords, yeah. You're stuck in that old mentality. Eight of Cups. Okay, 2 8s. This is about your spiritual ascension, not about controlling. Here your thoughts are controlling you. Here is your spiritual ascension. This 8 of Cups is your spiritual path. This liberates you to be on your spiritual path. That's all I need to know. Okay. So fresh start after your belief system is kind of deconstructed and reconstructed in a more spiritual way. Yeah, justice. Yes, the 11 card, upright. Now, that's what you needed. That divine perspective is what brings justice to all things and a deeper understanding for everything that has happened in your life. You're going to see from a different perspective. That's the only way you can move into the vibration of unconditional love, is to see everybody as a divine being. All life is precious. All life is divine. And the only way you can get an unconditional love is to, and I believe that's where it comes, love thine enemies, is you have to see that they're on their path, and their path is teaching them lessons. And even though it interacted with you in not such a positive way, you've learned something from it, but they're learning too. So you can't really hold it against them. You can just say, that's not the energy that I want to be in, and withdraw. Okay, there is the Ace of Wands. Okay, now we're taking different steps, different actions, and the Hierophant. Yes, our actions are now more spiritually guided in nature. We're looking at things from a spiritual perspective instead of being caught and tortured by our old patterns of thinking. Does that make sense? And then the Hanged Man in the challenged position. Did I not say he was going to come out? Yes. You're having difficulty seeing things like that, but that's part of your spiritual growth. So be patient with yourself. They said bottom of the deck. The Hermit. Yes, spiritual lessons right there. Whew. Awesome. Okay, so that's week 3. The shift. The shift in perspective. And you will have a kind of that new beginning in your tangible world when you see things from that divine perspective. And then it gets you out of the energy of judgment. You don't want to hold judgment over somebody for an action that they took. You simply just say, that's not aligned with my belief system or my energy anymore, and I'm going to step away. That's okay. You don't have to be mean, malicious, upset, dramatic. You can just say, okay. Just doesn't match my energy. Kind of like your shoes don't match your dress. Just doesn't match your energy. Here we go. I surge on the uprising wave of love. 5 card. Isn't that beautiful? And I don't know why I just pulled that top card. I'm going to read a little bit out of that. I surge. I haven't pulled that card before. My life can be summed up in 3 accounts. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. Well, that's not a really favorable image, but let's see what the oracle means. What we have at our disposal is a choice as to how we respond to these affecting movements and cycles. The effect of this karmic cycle is now unfolding in your life to bring you into sweet surrender and awakening your greater love. What a delicious divine destiny. However, even if we sense at one level that a shift has a positive end in store for us, we can encounter resistance and fear born in the ego in response to the stirring of the spiritual uprising. I can't be any more perfect than that as far as this reading. I mean, that's just perfect. It can't be any more perfect than that. Okay, this is the Psychic Tarot, and I love this deck. It's a very interesting deck, and I think one of the readings I did was the Major Arcanas, and it was a powerful reading. I think that was the Gemini reading, the most intense reading I've ever done. And so I surge, yeah. Another 5 card, conflict and defeat. That is that self-sabotaging because of the ego energy. Oh boy, we have a bunch of Major Arcana here again. Wisdom. This is another 5. Holy cow. 5, 5, 5. That's the Hierophant card. Shadow. Material and spiritual prosperity. Temptation. The Devil card. So we have 5, 5, 5, 6, and 15, which is a 6, and 18. This is all about bringing out that shadow, and the toxic patterns in your life are now changing because of this shift in your perspective, which is going to bring spiritual and material prosperity to you. Is that not beautiful energy? Now, this is going to be a bit intense because of the level of Major Arcana that we have here, but the shift is happening, and it is for your, oh, look at how that flew out in the challenge position. Are you curious? 3, recognition and reward. This is the 3 of Wands over the 6 of Wands. This is about your ego. That's what's keeping the shift from happening. You have a set of expectations based upon your ego. That is, that has to be, that's the toxic part of that. That's the part that just needs to be illuminated. Remember, we saw that Moon card in the very beginning. Something that needed to be revealed. That's it. That's the hidden part of this. What's keeping you from elevating in your journey and in your twin flame, because it's about the ego, and your ego is struggling with control. Moving on, another 6. Moving on into, you're having trouble moving on and releasing this ego because you want to control the outcome of the twin flame journey. It is not yours to control. Your twin is a divine soul that is part of you, and you are divine, and your expectations are judging them because they're not fitting into the 3D template, and they shouldn't. That's not the type of relationships these are. So this feels like this is the shift now. You're releasing that. You're realizing that this is part of a spiritual lesson, but now you have to process the release. And that's a little painful, but it is also a valuable lesson to learn in your own soul growth. There we go. Release, and now we're into the new beginning. The shift has happened. Another Major Arcana. So you're going to have this big shift in perspective. Absolutely positive for your spiritual well-being. Bottom of the deck, mental conflict. 2. This is the 2 of Swords. This is what's blocking you. All right. Okay, so Capricorn, I wish you the best for March 2022. Please let me know how it goes. Namaste.